5 a.m. I've just finished my sick suit. My stomach is full of fast food and Doritos, and I crack a can of full-fat Coke to wash it down. My eyes are dry as fuck just staring at my PC screen, and I know my family getting up for work soon, so without showering or brushing my teeth, I go straight to sleep so they don't know that I'm still awake at this time because it's just too embarrassing. I sleep in till about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, go to my minimum wage job, get home at 11, roll up and repeat it all over again. I do that 5, 6, sometimes even 7 days a week for years. And I started asking myself, like, is this life? Is this it for like the rest of my life now? It was so easy to pass blame here too. Like, I could blame school for not guiding me into a career. I could blame my upbringing, bro. I could blame everything. I could blame the systems that I set up for myself. But eventually it devolved into this rapid lack of self-worth that just straight up made me hate myself, to be honest. I always said out loud and in my head that I was happy with who I am and like what I've done with my life, but I knew deep down I had no self-respect, because otherwise why would I be treating myself like this if you think about it? Outside of my close social circle, I was this nervous wreck when I was sober, and while I was lucky to be invited to nights out, it would also make me so anxious knowing that I had to socialise with people that I didn't know. And I spent so long living like this that going out with friends became the only highlight of my life, to be honest with you. Otherwise, 99% of what I did was literally just playing games that made me angry and watching videos about people I didn't fucking care about. I genuinely didn't really have anything else worth looking forward to, or even better, anything worth waking up for in the morning. I despised the thought of going to work as well. Like, every day just before having to leave for work, I would literally throw a little tantrum. I'd be like a little 5-year-old just sitting in my room thinking, why do I have to go to work and do real life stuff, bro? Why do I have to close I just want to play games all day, man. Like, what the fuck? I was a wreck, to keep it real with you. And to be honest, I didn't really see any way out of this either. I started thinking I was just destined to be this broke, unhealthy guy because, I'm getting old now, bro. If I'm going to hit my 30s like this, it's fucking over. The only blessing in disguise was with my YouTube addiction, I managed to kind of stumble down the rabbit hole of self-improvement content and kind of started binging it a little bit. I mean, sure, I didn't act on it, obviously, but, I'd replace music on my commute to work with some self-improvement videos or sometimes even audiobooks. Then I'd start hearing stories about how people similar to me didn't really end up figuring their life out until their 30s or sometimes even later. Like my boy Ricky Gervais, bro, he was like 37. He was just a regular bloke, and then he started doing stand-up. Suddenly he's on the fucking Golden Globe Awards, shitting on celebrities and stuff. Like, fucking good guy, man. And I think slowly but surely, without my knowledge, I was undoing a small portion of the brainwashing that I've been inflicting upon myself for like the last 5-10 years. I didn't really understand it, but something about it felt right, so I just kept consuming. Everything does have its limits though, because I started using it as a form of procrastination. I wouldn't really act on these feelings, and anytime I tried to start my own journey, it would only last a few weeks before I'd eventually burn out and just relapse back to my old self. I never knew why, I just got bored, I had no motivation, the resistance would get so large that I couldn't continue, even if I saw a few results as well. I mean, the reality was, why am I grinding so hard if no one's going to reward me for it, right? Why am I putting all this work in? What's my goal? I didn't really have one. My only goal really was just to be better. Now in hindsight, with better knowledge, I think I'm starting to understand why I kept failing all those journeys. And I use the term failing pretty loosely here because I think they were successes, even if I did technically fail, right? It gave me some power back, and it made me realize that I am actually responsible for my own life, But what I now know ended up happening is that my old identity was still there, and he kept fighting me for the wheel at every fucking corner, bro. I added a bunch of new habits into my life, healthy, productive ones like gym, meditation, and walk, but at the same time, I was still grinding video games, binging YouTube, doom scrolling, vaping. Like, these bad habits were tipping the scale in my brain towards relapse every single time that I did them. These short, like instantly gratifying actions they would stimulate me, right? They would reward me. I'd feel something finally throughout the whole boring day. I'd finally feel something when I played a game or fucking hit a blink. I wasn't hitting blinkers, but like hitting vapes and shit, man. Whereas the better habits like meditating and the gym and walking, sure, yeah, they make you feel a little bit better at the time, but they can't contest with the bad habits in terms of like stimulation. And so I'd lose sight on the long-term goals, right? I didn't see the point in them. Why would I suffer for the future when I can literally just indulge in pleasure right now? And honestly, I can't even really tell you what it was, but towards the end of 2025, I just started realizing it just can't go on like this anymore, bro. I started feeling like this immense shame that I'm not the person my family can rely on. Like, eventually my parents, they're going to need looking after, right? They can't work forever. I mean, I can barely afford to pay for myself, let alone 2 other people. I mentioned earlier that my only goal in the last journeys was just to be better, but it was so vague. Like, now I think I'm starting to understand what that actually means. I want to look after my parents, right? I want to give them financial freedom. I need to lead by example for my future kids one day and not be this undisciplined emotional wreck. I'll need to develop myself physically and mentally and hone my communication skills for when I meet my future wife. I want to be someone that my friends genuinely yearn to be around and they get excited when they see me, you know, like the same way I'm excited when I see them. And the common denominator in all these things starts with me. Now that I know what kind of person I want to be, I can reverse engineer it and find out what actions that I need to take to get there. And I can start considering, does being a degenerate video game addicted stoner progress me towards any of these goals? Does staying up till 6 a.m. and waking up in the afternoon make my mental better? Does eating trash food make me look good? You know, will I develop communication skills by being a recluse and just not putting myself out there because I'm so afraid of judgment or what people will think? Of course not. So fuck it, man. I can see the path now, and yeah, I can see how long, boring, and tedious it's going to be, but now that I have achievable goals, I can make sure every action that I take progresses towards that goal. So I wake up early, I walk, I shower, I study a language for an hour, I script, record, edit, post a video, and I go to the gym every single day. Because I know now this is who I want to be. The key thing for me was realizing that just adding a bunch of productive habits, they're going to be counteracted by all of the bad ones that you currently have, right? So the best but hardest thing I've ever done was just ripping the band-aid off and just cutting out all the bad habits that I knew weren't, that actually not only were they not progressing me towards who I wanted to be, but they were actively taking me further away. And yeah, I'm nowhere near where I want to be yet, right? But I've been doing this for over 4 weeks now, and you know, things are getting better. I'm more hopeful. I still got negative feelings residing inside me, sure. There's some days that I want to return to who I was and just binge out a game and just fucking hit a zooty or something, I don't know. But I think about future me in like great shape, confident, attractive, and it just redirects my focus immediately. I don't think we need to reinvent ourselves, right? But I think we need to stop taking actions that take us towards someone that we don't want to be. I promise you, man, if you just cut out all these bad habits that you know you shouldn't be doing, the good ones, they just come naturally, to be honest. You won't even have to think about them. Your brain will automatically look for a way to fill in all the free time that you've just freed up for yourself by cutting out these bad habits, which is a lot, by the way. It's a lot more than you think, trust me. And you'll thank yourself for it. So start your journey today, brother. And trust me, by summer, you'll be so grateful for making the best decision of your life. This has been Big Old Jimbo, and I wish you nothing but the best in the future. Peace.